Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, one sec. There we are. There's my hat. Me back again. It's time for Path of Nostalgia, and in this episode, we are looking at an absolute treasure, one of my personal favourite shows of all time. It's Brum, the little yellow car. So, Brum is a TV show from the 90s, 1991 to be precise, and it aired on BBC and ran for a good couple of years with a bit of a patchy broadcast history, and it's also a certified cult classic. It's one of my personal favourites from childhood. Let's begin. So Brum is about a little car from Birmingham. Of course, it's filmed in Birmingham, and also the name comes from the sort of term people from Birmingham called Brummies. Like if you call people from Liverpool Scousers, people from Manchester, Mancunians, people from Newcastle, Geordies, and also some people from London, Cockneys. So the name obviously comes from Birmingham, as most kids of us thought, when you think of Brum, you think of like the sound of a car. But as years go on, we've suddenly found out, so that's what it is. So that's the meaning of Brum. And we know now. That's quite good. Yeah, he's a Brummie now. He's always a Brummie. He is. He's always a Brummie. Yeah. Who else? Let's see. What else is about Brum? Toy Wilcox, the Toy Wilcox, who is a pop punk diva who was part of the punk generation back in the day. She was starred in Derek Jarman's Jubilee in the late 70s, 78 to be precise, and obviously had a fruitful career. She did a few bit of acting in some television parts. She did present some television shows. She's married to guitarist Robert Fripp from King Crimson, and obviously she worked on Teletubbies as well, the Ragdoll production, and some other stuff here and there. She sometimes pops up in a few television shows, presented television shows, and here she actually does some interesting good narration. She brings some bit of energy to it as well, which is kind of good. She only did the first 2 seasons in the 90s, and come the 2000s, some random kid narrates, which is not bad, I would say. But Toy Wilcox is always the narrator for Brum, always. So let's go into first and foremost, let's go into how we're going to Brum. I think that's the main thing. That's the main thing with Brum. The main thing with Brum and me and part of my childhood. Let's go into how I got into Brum. Now, it's quite weird how we're going to Brum actually, because I'm not too sure how in particularly, not precise how we're going to Brum very much. There's two main reasons why I think, and they're both VHSs actually. So the first one I think I got into Brum, or who knows, but I think my first sort of thinking idea was Children's Play School Favourites from 1997. Now, I probably will go. I won't go into detail very much. I might talk about them at some point because it's nostalgia for me as well. Children's compilations are nostalgia for me as well. So I will go into maybe at some point. Maybe I don't know. Maybe at sort of the end, if you know what I mean. However, Children's Play School Favourites was one I remember very much growing up. It's not the best VHS. Not the best. Absolutely not the best. However, it had a few interesting ideas, and I think that's how I'm going to Brum. The only thing I remember seeing was it was only a clip of Brum the Flood when I was very young, at the age of 3 or 4. I remember watching that, and I thought, I'm looking forward to this. This looks good. I mean, Brum the Flood is actually a great episode. That is, from series 2, very good. And I remember watching, the build up to it is quite good. Because you have Birmingham's being flooded, all the drains are blocked, and obviously Brum gets all suspicious, gets intrigued by it, and also they need someone small to bring him down, so they decide to use him. And at the possible moment when he goes down, when you see him lifted go down, it cuts to black. It cuts to say to be continued and moves on to the next show. What? No. Oh, I want to see more. I want to see what happens. And they never did. I fast forwarded to the end of the video. Never showed it. That's all. Oh, that was one of the biggest pains in my childhood. Oh, I was so good at that. Oh, that I was very good at for a while, and you know, with that VHS. Oh, thankfully, the BBC repeated that on an early Saturday morning, and I watched the whole of it. It was fantastic, really good. Thank you, BBC. Thank you very much for that repeat. Thank you very much. I was very pleased about that. Funny enough, that was the same day I found out the Queen live album, Live Magic. But that's another video for another day. But that's just little highlights. But it was, yeah. But that's that early Saturday morning. Made me happy more ever. I can still remember that to this very day. Yeah, that VHS doesn't do anything justice at all. Those VHS in particular were released by Video Collection and Woolworths. Those Woolworths exclusives, so they don't do those compilations any justice at all, very much, you know. So that's one of the first ones. And I think the second was biggest party video ever from 1998 in the day. Oh, in the 90s, early 2000s, my parents bought me VHS left and right centre. You know, it was sort of interesting because that's how I experienced all these shows through. I don't know actually. Well, yeah, it's not very. Well, it's a cassette, but it's not a VHS cassette. Well, it's sort of similar. It's sort of similar. This is, you know, it's a cassette, you know, with tape inside, spools. You get the picture. Roxy Music, Brian Ferry compilation I picked. So, yeah, that's my experiences. My experience through Brum was through VHS, and biggest pirate video ever. Probably is one of the better ones because it's the only one from series 2 I've got. It contains 7 episodes from series 2. The only episode I can remember from watching that was only one, and that was Brum Goes Shopping, which to me is actually another good episode to me, and it's quite funny actually. It's like a little bit of funny slapstick as well inside. Obviously, I might tell the premise actually now. So Brum follows a family. I can't remember who the family's name is. No, they're just a family. They are. And he just follows them anyway. He tends to follow families and kids a lot. I will get into this later, in a few, maybe a little bit later on. But he follows the family, and they just go around shopping. He's intrigued at what's on the shelves and stuff, you know. And obviously, he's interested in what the parents are buying. Obviously, and we cut to the dad, and the dad for some reason looks at his lavender shampoo. He opens it, smells it, and he doesn't take the top off. No, it takes the top off, but he forgets to put it back on. And I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's pouring it or is he squeezing it, I don't know. But he's busy looking around for other stuff. He's too stupid to notice. I know it's a kid's show, but it's just done with fun, really. But even as a kid, I think, what a stupid bastard! What a bloody bastard he is, you know. And he's just pouring this lavender shampoo all over the floor, without even care, without even notice. Brum comes along, and he sort of slips, and he spins round like a top, and goes round. For some reason, he goes around to different stalls. He does it's like a game of pinball. This is. He goes up to one with lettuce, one with cola, and one with toilet paper or kitchen roll, and he goes over the place, and obviously causes a bit of a mess with the manager, and obviously he's all leaves in panic. He does, and just goes, and then he gets the help of this Roadsweeper that he meets at the beginning of the episode, and uses the brushes. Now I'm trying to think. Now, did they put them back? The lettuces, the food back? Because if he's using brushes by a Roadsweeper, surely there's germs on that brush. I mean, he's been, you know, with pigeon feathers, food, stuff on the concrete. If you know with kids, you know, like they tend to crawl on the. They tend to pick up stuff. You know, like pick up if they drop food, they tend to pick it up or go. You know, trying to mess around on the concrete floor in a town, in a bit of a town centre. That is yeah, they're probably disgusting because it's full of stuff all over the floor, all over the ground, if you know what I mean. And you think, surely have they cleaned the brushes. I don't know if the road sweepers do or not. I have no particular idea, because road sweepers these days, you know, like the You have the electric ones. You don't have like a man pushing a cart around and sweeping. You know, that's off history now. That is. But think about that. Any sweeping lettuce up on the floor. Surely they don't put them back in there and sell them. Jeez, that could be filled with food. That's like poisoning a lot of people. It's like that's like poison salad lovers. Jeez. My goodness. Yeah, that's one of the episodes from that video I watched. Yeah. And the only episode I saw from series 1, there was only one I saw, which was Seaside, and that was on the children's preschool special collection from 1982, which was the first video, which was the first compilation that video collection and Walrus released. And I watched it and I thought, quite good actually. It has a bit of Benny Hill to it, and it's early 90s cheese it is, but it's good. It is. I enjoyed it. You know, going to eat. You know, well, yeah, just go to a seaside, and some young twins go missing. They do. Some dad gets buried in sand, and I think he plays tennis as well, or racquetball. Who knows? Or squash. I don't know really, but it's just sort of go. It's like Family Madness at Seaside. Yeah. Now, when Brum came back in the early 2000s, obviously that was sort of like an interesting big deal. I don't know actually. I can remember. I do have about. I'd say about 5 VHSs of the new series. Obviously, Brum came back in style. It did. They're still used in a car. It's still filmed in Birmingham, and a child is narrating now. Well, it's not really a reboot. It's just a continuation from the previous 2 series that came in the 90s. It's good actually. It never shies away from its originality, I would say. So let's go into this little controversy. It involves Brums with with kids and family and stuff like that. I know. Obviously, with Brum, he's sort of like a little protector. He's a little car that's sort of like the size of maybe it's like the size of a dog, really. Obviously, he walks the pavements he does, and obviously, he goes around, looking after the kids very, very much, like just protecting them. Yeah, obviously, because we're Birmingham, especially with Northern Territories, they're quite dangerous. It's quite dangerous down south. He's sort of like a role model for kids. Like you get this little car going around the streets of Birmingham with kids who maybe on the road. It doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right, especially if you do it today. Or like maybe an idea for strange danger. Who knows? An interesting thing about Brum, tags about family. He tags along with families. He tags along with kids. He is there for a bit of entertainment. Yeah, he likes to play with kids as well. What parent does that? Like you see a little yellow car coming across, someone to play with your kids. Fun for entertainment, like. Oh yeah, that's funny. What happens if this car injures my kids? It's a bloody little car. It's a little yellow car that travels around on its own. That's my mess line. It's actually quite heavy. What happens if it injures your child? Who knows? For the icing on top of the cake, that 2016 Wild Brain animated show on YouTube. That is crap, bollocks. That's the things I could say. What the hell were they thinking? What the bloody hell were they thinking? Oh, people these days. Reboots these days. What the hell? Oh. That is Brum. One of my personal favourite shows of all time, and it's now sadly ruined in the 2000... Was it New Millennial Age? For me, Brum is always one of my personal favourites of all time. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you for the next video. Probably the best idea to give it a watch. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.